Well, good morning, everyone. Good to welcome you here today. Bright, sunny, unmistakably spring-like day, which we all appreciate. I want to begin this morning with representatives of Lima City Schools. Jackie Blosser and Yvonne Jones are here to talk about a special initiative involving summertime. Ladies.
First of all, thank you for inviting us here to talk about Summer Activity Festival. This is something we do every year for the last 5 years to give our parents an opportunity to find out what's available for their child to do during the summer. Because one of the things we found out is a lot of parents, they may not have time to go to every organization and find out, how do I sign my child up? This way we can bring all the different agencies under one roof so they can talk about the different things they provide for their children. And as a parent, you know, sometimes you'll get a flyer in your child's book bag and they want you to sign up for something and you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't know what this is about. I want to talk to the people. And that way they can talk to the people. They can learn more about what the program is. They can find out if it fits their child, their schedule, and everything like that. So we have over 21 different organizations that come out to this event every year. The YMCA, Lima Parks and Recreation, Toledo Zoo, Bradfield Center, the library, Rally Point, Rhodes State College, Partnerships for Families, New Look Fitness, Edgewood, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Sylvian. It's just a whole different variety of things for children to do during the summer. So the parents enjoy this because it saves them time from running around the city trying to sign up their kids. And the organizations, they like it because they don't have to go around to every school in places like that trying to get people involved and participants. So it's a win-win for the families. It's a win-win for the community. So the kids, they have lots of fun. We have prizes, door prizes, refreshments, entertainment, photo booth. It's just a nice, fun activity for the parents to get involved in every year. And most of these activities, they're free. You know, Rhodes State College, they do a roadology where they have different subjects that the kids can participate in, from CSI to just a whole arrangements of different things the kids can do. And that's free for all Lima City schools. If you're in the Lima City School District, there's no charge for that. Outside, I believe it's $55 for a course to take. But a lot of different places. Lima Parks and Recreation is another one. You know, and the Y, they have their swim program in the summer. So they sign kids up right then and there. So we just enjoy being able to provide this service for our families. Thank you.
So it's open to all Lima City School parents, and it's going to be the big event will be at West Middle School on Monday, April 18th at 5:30. And anyone who has a child in the Lima City School District is invited to come and bring their child with them. The children are allowed to come as long as they come with an adult, so they can get signed up right there at that time then.
Yes.
Monday, this coming Monday.
This coming Monday, April 18th at 5:30 at West.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Sounds like a great opportunity to learn what all's going on in the community, and I'm confronted all the time by people who say there's nothing to do, or gee, why didn't you tell me that was going on? Well, here's a very deliberate effort to make sure that people are aware. Parents and adults, this is an opportunity really to become very aware of what's happening and the opportunities for your kids to really have an enjoyable summer. So thank you very much. Also this morning, we have Kirk Slusher here, who's the area director for ODOT. That's actually not the precise title, but it's close. So along with Public Works Director Howard Elstro, we want to talk about how we're going forward with the state as a partner in the grade separation applications that we have currently in process. So Howard and Kirk.
Well, good morning. We're really excited to be partnering once again with the City of Lima for submitting for federal Tiger grant funding this year for the Lima Rail Grade Separation Project. This is actually the third year in a row that this project's been submitted for the Tiger grant funding. Each year, when we do submit, we are afforded the ability to understand how our application fared against the other projects that had been submitted. So we're starting to get this down, and I think we are going to be able to submit a very competitive project this year. There's it's about $500 million that are available through the federal grant, federal Tiger grant funding. We're well aware that typically that there are about 600 projects nationally that get submitted for this competitive grant, but we're confident that we're going to be able to submit a very competitive project in regards to the Lima Grade Separation Project. We have been working with the City of Lima on this project for well over 10 years, probably 11 or 12 years now in the development. So it's been a long time in development, but this is kind of the ebb and flow of highway type funding. Sometimes during development of projects, funding becomes available that you hadn't expected, and sometimes you got to fight tooth and nail for what you can get. This happens to be one of those projects that we've had to fight tooth and nail every step of the way to get project funding. But with the City of Lima's diligence in continuing to evolve the project, I'm confident that eventually we will find the right funding source for the project to move it forward. It is certainly a project that is proposing to provide a safe, efficient flow of traffic through on the east side of Lima, and it's also going to be very attractive too. It's going to be a key entryway into the city, and we're excited to be a part of it. ODOT is actually sponsoring 3 projects that for the state's application. This happened to be one of them, and that's how highly we think of this project. It's one of the 3 throughout the entire state that we have deemed as an important project to submit. So we're excited again to be partnering with the city, and there's actually another source of funding. I'll actually turn it over to Howard now, and he can talk about for the city's perspective of what those other sources of funding are.
Thank you. Just to put into perspective how large this project is about a $20 million project. And as Mr. Slusher says, we have been on pursuit of a solution for the Eastside Grade Separation, the train blockages, now for well over 12 years. I want to emphasize again that ODOT has been a partner nearly every step of the way. And as we have gathered funds, and of that $20 million, we do have $8.2 million committed, and we are looking for the unfunded portion through several different sources. ODOT, as Director Slusher has stated, will be submitting the Tiger application on our behalf this year. That's a very, very significant step, and we are very hopeful with that. But to ensure that we have every opportunity for this community that we possibly can, we are also applying to a source of funds named Fast Lane, which are similar to Tiger. It is for the same project. We are asking for a similar amount to be funded. So we actually have 2 applications out there that will be vying for funds for the completion of this project. I also would like to point out that there are renderings up here, and ask any of the visitors today if they'd like to come closer after we complete this press conference, please do so. This really shows that there is a balance between functionality as well as aesthetics. And what is also part of the renderings up here today is a display of Lima Stadium Park, just a few blocks west of the proposed grade separation, and that project is funded. We opened bids last week. We will be going to construction here in May, and construction will span throughout the construction season and end in about November. Should we be successful with either the Tiger or the fast lanes, that should stage us for a 2019 or a 2020 construction date for the Eastside Grade Separation. So again, I want to extend our thanks and appreciation to the Ohio Department of Transportation for their assistance in bringing this the Eastside Grade Separation project to a reality.
My comment on the timetable for right-of-way.
As far as the right-of-way that is needed for this, the community will be reminded that the actual construction of the grade separation is on Elm Street. And those property owners can expect being contacted by a ODOT certified right-of-way consultant who is being contracted by the city of Lima. That is the first step in acquiring the necessary right-of-way needed for this project. So those contacts and the actually the funding for the right-of-way acquisition has already been secured through a TRAC grant, Transportation Review Advisory Council funds. That was the $3 million award that we were gifted with through ODOT that last fall. And so we will put those funds to work yet this season by acquiring the right-of-way that we need. And those, as I said, those property owners can be expected to be contacted here in the next several months.
Thank you. Well, I do, we want to be sure to thank Director Jerry Ray. He has been, he came here as a part of the State of the State event 3 years ago and met with us, talked with us about the project, and his advice at that time was sound advice. He basically said you eat an elephant one bite at a time, break the project down, and go after it piecemeal. And then throughout the last several years, he has been supportive as we have stepped up before the track, and now again with the consent to be the lead on the Tiger grant. I think that really elevates the project in a very significant way. Again, if we're basically looking for $12.5 million, there's really only $500 million available. So do your math. If they gave every state $10 million, it's gone. So it's a highly competitive, and some of these projects are much larger than our project. So a very competitive project, having the state in the lead just is enormously important for us. So we appreciate that. Thank you. Also, this is the first. This is the second quarter date when we announce the Lima Pride Home Awards, and we want to invite up our community development inspectors to make announcements. I don't believe any of the families and the property owners are here today, but we still want to acknowledge them, and they will be getting their plaques and other awards.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today we would like to recognize 3 Lima property owners as the second quarter Lima Pride Home Award winners. The winners were nominated by the Property Maintenance Code inspectors, who select properties that demonstrate pride in ownership and make a positive impact in the neighborhood in which they are located. The winning properties must also meet the Lima Property Maintenance Code requirements. Each winner will receive a plaque with a photo of their property and a yard sign they can display for the quarter. The Lima Pride Home Award winners can be viewed on the city's website and GTV2. And now I'll ask the PMCIs to present their awards.
Hello, I'm Chase Falke, the North Property Maintenance Inspector. The property chosen was 675 Cortland Avenue, owner Susan Hickey, and we have her award, and I guess we'll be getting that to her. Thanks.
Thank you.
Morning. I'm Krista Sprouse, and I'm the inspector for the southeast area. The winner this quarter was 1153 South Central Avenue, and the owners are Berta and Algie Walker.
And I'm Angie Rex, and I'm the inspector for the southwest sector. The property chosen was 883 West Spring Street. The owners are Trilogy Health Services. We also know that as Springview Manor.
Very good. Well, thank you all. Appreciate it. And as Pete mentioned, these signs will go in front of those properties for the quarter, as well as photographs up on the city's website. So we appreciate the investments by these property owners. And lastly, this morning, I want to invite Chief Martin up. He has some comments and clarifications that he wanted to make around crime data.
Good morning. Normally, yes, when I'm here on a Wednesday morning, it is to talk about good, positive things that are going on, but today I actually have to correct a mistake that I had made back in January of this year regarding the Uniform Crime Report numbers, as I had reported them to the media and to the public. On September 16th of 2014, we transitioned at the Lima Police Department to a new records management and computer-aided dispatch software system. And among the other features that the software was supposed to be able to do for us was to complete our Uniform Crime Report submissions, which are compiled on a monthly basis, and then there's an annual report compiled as well. However, there was a coding error, and by that I mean that there was a code missing in the software that prevented all of the relevant data regarding simple assaults from being tabulated in the UCR reports. And specifically, the code that was missing was simple assault domestic violence reports were not tabulated with other simple assault reports. So as a result, in January, I did report inaccurate UCR crime data, again, both to the media and to the public, for which I do also want to apologize for that today. It was not anything that was done intentionally, but I think it is very important that we get the record corrected. The UCR numbers that were reported, and again, being that this goes back to September of 2014, the numbers that were reported for both 14 and 15 were inaccurate. The UCR numbers, total crime numbers that were reported for 2014 was 3,134 total offenses. And for 15, we reported those total offenses as 2,863. However, the correct number for 14 was 3,238. And the correct number for 15 was 3,380 offenses total. So now in 14, we had reported a decrease from the previous year in 13, which although it is not as significant, we did still have a decrease in the number of reported incidents from 13 to 14. But the decrease that I had reported from 14 to 15 is not correct at all, and that we did in fact then have a 4.4% increase in the total UCR numbers. Now I would like to point out that we have checked all of the other numbers for accuracy, and the way we've done that is we've taken sample months, pulled the actual reports for those months, and done hand counts for the different categories to make sure that those numbers were matching up with the other categories, and the other categories have shown to be accurate. So again, the only number that actually was directly impacted was the simple assault number, but that did then also impact the total offense number. We have notified the FBI's UCR, or Uniform Crime Reporting Office. They are aware of the error, and we are in the process of getting the updated reports submitted to them. But again, I just felt that it was also very, very important to notify the public as well. I want people's opinions of the Lima Police Department, whether good or bad, to be based on actuality and fact, not based on false information. And so again, it was not anything that we would have intentionally done, but at the same time, regardless of whether the mistake was intentional or not, I made it, so I am here today to, again, try to get the record corrected. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thanks. So I believe that's all that we have for today, and we'll break down for interviews. Thank you.